Chad's Luck, Sister Indian, the heavyweight. Ellerswood behind those. Over on the inside, Pugwall headed off by the grey. Pints Pride is going fast. Further back then Cosmic Triss. They're followed by Roxy Dancer. Out in the middle now is Ninja Dan, and further out Luhak. Luhak right out in the centre of the track from Complete Control. Masterpiece, and further back in the race is Ark Raj, Prince Acumen. Coming down the outside here and right out wide here, Physical Pearl, Chad's Luck, Sister Indian. 3 in line, 2 lengths, the heavyweight Ellerswood. Luhak working across a gap in the field down the outside rail to South Prospect. Masterpiece coming up in the middle. Pugwall has got to the front over on the inside, but the outside rail here are well clear, I'd say. Yes, Physical Pearl on the outside. 2 lengths in front now, the heavyweight, followed by Chad's Luck, Sister Indian, Ellerswood. Pugwall back to the inside, but it's Physical Pearl in front. The heavyweight after it now from Masterpiece and Pugwall. The heavyweight gets up to Physical Pearl, and the heavyweight today, the heavyweight scores by 3/4 to Physical Pearl. Photo for third. In the middle of the track, maybe Masterpiece, or on the outside rail, Chad's Luck. Pugwall back to the inside from Complete Control. Then Ninja Dan, and further back Roxy Dancer, Prince Acumen. Cosmic Triss, further back Ellerswood. They're followed by Luhak, well back South Prospect. Behind those Pints Pride. Then came Ark Raj and Sister Indian down towards the tail.
Number 1, the heavyweight, 350 and 170. 7 Physical Pearl, 170. Photo third, 12 Masterpiece, 220. 4 Chad's Luck, $4.10.
On the Super Tab with correct weight Adelaide, 1 heavyweight to pay 170 and 85 for the place. 7 Physical Pearl, 85, and those for third, 12 Masterpiece, showing 95, or number 4 Chad's Luck, 190.
The 2 ahead of Pugwall back to the inside. 1-7 and a photo, 1-7 and a photo to the 4th for the day. The heavyweight coming down the outside. Physical Pearl scampered to the front, had a good break on them. And the heavyweight went out after the mare and has given her 5.5 kilos, worn her down and has got up to win. Number 1, the heavyweight, Pat Payne. Say 3 for P. Payne, 3 out of 4. Marvellous rider. 7 Physical Pearl second. And the judge needing the print to separate the centre Masterpiece. Chad's Luck the outside. And then back to the inside is Pugwall, who led the brigade over on the inside, got to the front over on the inside, about 500 out. Chad's Luck on the outside and Masterpiece the middle. The 2 in the photo for a third. Won the win of the heavyweight. First win in 18 months. Ran a great race in the Standish against the open class horses. Rose to 58 back in the weaker class today. But he gave a ton of cheek in the Standish, but I think most punters were just concerned about the fact that he hadn't won for so long. Physical Pearl skipped away. It looks as though she may get away with the race, but the heavyweight has worn her down. And it's a dead heat for third. A dead heat for third here between... third placing coming up, it'll be between, I would say, Masterpiece and on the outside Chad's Luck, but we're just waiting to confirm that. The 4, yes, the 4 Chad's Luck, and the 12, which is Masterpiece. So it's 1-7 and a dead heat between 4 and 12. 1-7, a dead heat between 4 and 12 after the running of race number 4.
Now to Ian at Randwick.
They're racing, and again it was a level dispatch, and the early leader is Blue Valley. Opera Weekend hopped out well, and so did Circles of Gold and Settlement. Rashidane is not far away, followed by Quadraphonic Sound. A length further back, Notable Lady. Just cruising on the extreme outside from Magnetic Bell and My Cousin Rachel. Festive Fire is second last, and now Waller drops to the rear. To the course proper at the 1,000, Blue Valley in front, a half-length Settlement holding the rails from that inside alley. Circles of Gold travelling third, a length to Opera Weekend, just over 1 Quadraphonic Sound on the inside of Rashidane. 2 to Notable Lady, and then just cruising after 1, then 2 Festive Fire, My Cousin Rachel. Magnetic Bell is second last, and now Waller brings up the rear. 700 left to go, and Blue Valley a neck on Settlement, a length away third, Circles of Gold. A length and a quarter off next on the outside, Opera Weekend, shading Quadraphonic Sound. Crop moving forward now on Rashidane, and then Notable Lady, a length to just cruising. My Cousin Rachel, Festive Fire from Magnetic Bell, and now Waller straightening up. Blue Valley headed by Circles of Gold, Settlement on the inside from Opera Weekend, and Rashidane coming right down the outside from Notable Lady, just cruising at the 200. Settlement the inside is the leader from Blue Valley, Rashidane, Opera Weekend, Circles of Gold, but Settlement's in full flight. Settlement, they can't catch Settlement. Second is Circles of Gold, but Settlement will win it well from Circles of Gold, Rashidane, Notable Lady. Opera Weekend, Blue Valley, followed by Quadraphonic Sound, just cruising, Magnetic Bell, Nawala. Good margin, festive fire. And last of all was my cousin Rachel.
2 and 3 double, 17.90.
Super Tab, number 3 Settlement to return 205 and 85. Number 1 Circles of Gold, $1, and a 5 Rationane, 80
metres. I don't know whether the grass that's been coated with the green paint following last Thursday's function here just upset it a little, but by gee, she went well to win. Number 3 Settlement has paid $4.30 and 170. Number 1 Circles of Gold, written by Shane Moses, was paying $2.10, and 5 will be third. Rationane Lisa Crop to pay $1.70. Those numbers are official. 315 Settlement, trained by John Morrish. A Bay Filly 3 by lunchtime from Native Paradise, owned by Mrs. Vicky Morrish, Victoria Morrish, wife of the trainer, N. Coppelson, and of course in her single days, Victoria Morrish was Vicky Coppelson. R. Mortimer, Mrs. J. Garber, J. Klomp and D. Wood share ownership of this lunchtime filly. Number 1 Circles of Gold, the Chestnut filly, 3 Masqué Olympic Game, Brian Smith, Shane Moses, and 5 Rationane, a stablemate of the winner, John Morrish. The trainer, Centane Rationale, a Bay filly, 3 Lisa Crop. Photo for 4th and 5th, here it comes now. Number 6 Notable Lady ran 4th. Number 2 was 5th Opera Weekend. And the 6th placing goes to number 9, and that was Blue Valley. So your superfecta placings are 3, 1, 5, 6, 2 and 9. And the time was 1:22.89. 1:22.89, that clips .01 off the previous class record held by On the Corso. So .01. Settlement bettering the previous class record, and the sectional run 34.97.
Getting set Canberra. Let's have a look at Brisbane update. The Brisbane...
They're off and running this time, and Ariba on the inside, and Alcove bounce quickly. There's Scalacci, Sequale from the outside, away fast. They're going to the grandstand rail with Spanish Mix, and so's Blue Boss. And when they settle down, Hariba's clear over on the inside. Hariba over on the flat side, out by 2 lengths. Durbridge has gone up second, 2 lengths further back, Primacy. Then Paris Lane, and further back in the race is Alcove. They're over on the flat side, down the grandstand rail, and here Scalacci and Sequale together. A length and a half, Belzevere, followed by Blue Boss. Behind those, Spanish Mix, never under charge on the grandstand rail is last of all. Coming over that crossing, 750 out, Hariba 3 off the inside rail. Out 3 lengths to Primacy, a gap then to Durbridge, Paris Lane. Down the grandstand rail, and Scalacci under a good hole, goes up to Sequalo, 2 to Spanish Mix, and they're clear now, Blue Boss and Belzevere. Hariba over on the flat side, and down the outside, Sequalo and Scalacci, and running on Spanish Mix. Hariba over on the fence in front. Yes, it's Hariba over on the inside. He explodes, Hariba. 5, 6 in front. Spanish Mix, Sequalo and Scalacci, but Hariba a world beater. Hariba wins the race by 5 lengths. Spanish Mix is second. I think Scalacci grabbed third. Then Belzevere, close up Sequale, back to the inside Primacy. Then Durbridge, never under charge. Further back Paris Lane, Alcove and Blue Boss is last of all.
1 and 7 double, 770.
Win and place, number 7 Hariba, 190 and 130. 10 Spanish Mix, 320. 1 Scalacci, 170.
7 Hariba to return 90 and 65. Number 10 Spanish Mix to pay 230 and 1 Scalacci 85.
Has won by a minute. Running 1:7.9 and only a 10th outside final cards record. Hard to line up what brigade was in front down to the 300 metre mark, but then into overdrive he went. And this magnificent sprinter has just put 5 lengths on them. 7, 10 and 1. An awesome victory here by Hariba. 7, 10 and 1, 7, 10 and 1. And it's Hariba. Hariba, a brilliant performance, a 10th outside the track record. Quickly got the lead. 3 away from the inside fence. Clicked to another gear, and it was all over Red Rover. Down the outside, Scalacci and Sequalo were battling it out, but they were in a different division. And this horse in sprint races is unstoppable. 7, 10, 1 and 8. 7, 10, 1 and 8. And that is the most breathtaking performance I've seen up the straight 1,200 metres here at Flemington. Placid Arc was magnificent. Matacata was superb. We didn't see a lot of him up the straight track. Placid Arc we saw a lot of up the straight track. But this has just been a blinder. Number 7, Hariba, ridden by Simon Marshall, a 10th outside the track record. And this big crowd will go wild for this horse today. Number 10, Second Sequalo. He and Scalacci were in two different division here, coming down the outside. And this horse has won by daylight. 7, 10 and 1. Number 8 is fourth. A 10th outside the track record. 43-4 for the last 800 metres. In a performance that I think most racegoers will lock into and will declare it's one of the best performances in modern racing we've seen on any track in Australasia. Hariba, congratulations to all concerned by Al Hareb from Headford Lass, raced by the Horsburgh Syndicate manager. Is Murray Horsburgh, Mrs. C.E. Heath, Frank Sedgman, the manager of the Sedgman Syndicate. He's had 17 starts for 8 wins and 4 seconds. Simon Marshall handling the horse. And this horse will get a king's ovation here today, I can assure you, listeners, when he comes back to scale. The camps, there were 2 camps. There was a Scalacci camp here from the crowd when they went out. There was a camp for Hariba. You could hear cries of their name. They'd call out Hariba and they'd call out Scalacci when the horses were trotting down at the start. And one thing that brings people to the racetrack, we say it time and time again, is a great racehorse. This is one. This is one, Hariba. He looks as though he wouldn't blow out a candle. And it's a performance that is going to live with us for a long, long time. A 10th outside the track record and a blinding exhibition. Simon Marshall standing high in the irons with a cap off, and he doffed the crowd. Have a look at me now, he says, as he brings him back. Hariba in this magnificent performance today in the Group 1 Australia Stakes.
7, 10, 1, race 5 at Flemington now.
And they break. And one of the best to commence was K. Kanea. Away nicely, Tiki Touchwood with Balmaressa. Then the fledgling, followed by Zinders. A couple of lengths to Tusk Hunter racing on the inside of Lucky Dip. Third last is Sal Cante, followed by Spiritual Star. And Isal drops out to last. Well, K. Kanea to a clear-cut lead. And out of the straight racing past the 2,000 metres, it's K. Kanea about 3 or 4 lengths on Tiki Touchwood. A further 3 to Balmaressa. Just over a length coming the fledgling, parked on the inside of Zinders. About 3.5 lengths then Lucky Dip on the outside of Tusk Hunter. Further back in the field is Spiritual Star, followed by Sal Cante and Isalt as last. Back about 12 lengths from K. Kanea. As they race towards the 1600 crossing, and it's K. Kanea at a leisurely run race, about 2.5 lengths clear. Second posse is Tiki Touchwood, 2 lengths to Balmaressa, settling nicely. The fledgling is next, travelling on the inside of, at this stage, Zinders, and 2 to Lucky Dip. Tusk Hunter on the fence. Spiritual Star's racing outside of Sal Cante, and last of all 1400 out Isalt. Down the back of the track they run in the Australia Day Cup, and there's no change in the order, and K. Kanea shows the way. It's K. Kanea about a length and 3/4 Tiki Touchwood, 2 lengths to Balmaressa, 1 the fledgling parked on the fence, followed by Zinders, 2 lengths to Tusk Hunter. Lucky Dip on the outside of Tusk Hunter as they race onto the next corner. A couple of lengths to Spiritual Star, one of 2 greys in the race, the other being the fledgling. Second last on the inside of Spiritual Star, Sal Cante, and still Isalt whips them in. Onto the High Street side they travel, and going along past the 900 and coming to the 850 crossing, in fact. And K. Kanea, the leader from the word go, a length and a half on Tiki Touchwood. Balmaressa third, Lucky Dip improving, followed by the fledgling and Zinders, and off the track is Tusk Hunter. A bit over a length away next comes Isalt making a little ground. Sal Cante second as they bunch up, and Spiritual Star is last. About 8 lengths from the leader, and that is K. Kanea. He's being hard-ridden, K. Kanea, coming to the corner. And as they swing into the straight now, K. Kanea joined in front, wide out by Lucky Dip, and Balmaressa making her run. Tiki Touchwood is sticking on almost 4 in line, and then comes the fledgling, followed by Tusk Hunter, and on the outside Isalt. Spiritual Star's last. The leader at the 250 is now Tiki Touchwood. Balmaressa not going on with it. The fledgling coming into it. K. Kanea fights back on the inner. Tiki Touchwood, the fledgling the outside, and K. Kanea. The fledgling hits the front, and the fledgling is coming away, and the fledgling wins the Australia Day Cup from Tiki Touchwood and K. Kanea. Then Isalt, Balmaressa disappointed from Spiritual Star likewise. Sal Cante, Zinders, Lucky Dip, and last, Old Tusk Hunter.
Super Tab number 2, the fledgling, $3.80 and $1 even. Number 10, Tiki Touchwood, $2.30, and 7, K. Kanea, $1.80.
Number 2, the fledgling, written by D. Beedman, showing $8 even and $2.50. 8 even and $2.50. Number 10 will get second, Tiki Touchwood. 3.50, and 7K Canay at $3.90. Judge calling on a photo for minor placings. The fledgling, trained by Johnny Hawkes for Jack and Bobbingham's Woodland Starter, Grey Gilding 6, Noble Bijou from the Gull. D. Beatman up 43 starts, 8 wins, 7 seconds and 7 thirds. Clocking 2:31.37. 2:31.37, Limitless, the race record holder, 2:29.7. Number 10, Tiggy Touchwood, is second after the print by Touching Wood from Gone with the Wind. A brown mare, 4, Max Lee's Kevin Moses. At number 7, third, K. Canay by Daha from Sequita Bay Horse, 4, Bob Thompson, Aaron Kennedy.
Moving up Canberra.
Sold fourth, 1, Balmaressa, a disappointing fifth. The fledgling, too good after the Australia Day Cup. Darren Beedman having won this race back in 1989 on a horse called Exceptional Angel.
Moving in at Elwick.
It's